Hey, this is Eddie from Wunderlich, and in this video I'd like to show you the K1600 GT, GTL, and GTL exclusive top case rack. As you can see, the thing really looks factory on the bike. It follows the lines really well. It follows pretty much the whole contour of the case. The main claim to fame on it is you always need additional space to put stuff. We have a really awesome bag that was made for this rack, but we'll get to that in a second. I just want to walk you through the installation process of it. It's a little bit, you know, people saying, oh, I got to drill into my top case. It's really not that bad. It's pretty simple, and I'm going to help you walk you through it and show you how simple it is. So let's get into the install video, and then I want to show you the bag that goes with this top case rack. The first thing that we're going to want to do is protect the top of the top case with masking tape, because we're going to be sliding the top case rack around trying to find the sweet spot, and we don't want any unnecessary damage. Next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take your top case rack and you're going to want to set it into position. And then you're probably going to want to take about 10 to 15 minutes and just make sure, triple, quadruple check and make sure it's in the right position, because you only have one chance at this, and it's very important that you get it correct the first try. Now that you have the rack set in the desired location, I spent about 5 minutes setting in the location, walking around the bike several times, making sure that everything lines up perfectly, even took a break and then came back and double checked it one more time. Everything looks good. Now we're ready to draw the holes out where the posts meet the top case. And you want to do that with a brand new Sharpie. It's got to be very sharp. You don't want to put any pressure on the top case rack because you do not want to move it. It needs to be right where it sits. So let's get started. All right, so we got the holes marked. We're ready to take the rack off. Everything looks really good. I'm gonna go ahead and just eyeball a hole right in the middle, just so when I get my drill bit in, I can concentrate more on the angle of the drill bit rather than if it's centered in the hole. All right, now we're ready for the fun part. We're gonna be drilling out the holes. So the first thing we're going to want to do is drill a small pilot hole with a 3mm drill bit. So each hole is actually going to be drilled out 3 times just so we get a precision fit. So we'll start off with a 3mm drill bit, then we'll move up to a 5 just to hog it out slowly so it doesn't kick over to one side. And then I'm going to be finishing off with a 6.5mm bit. The instructions say 7mm, but we're looking for a real precision fit. So with a 6.5, we can always move up to a 7 if we need to, but you can take more material off, but you can't put more material on. So let's get started. All right, hole's complete. Let's take the tape off. See what we got here. All right, so now that we have the holes drilled for the rack, it's time to install the rack. Pretty simple how the rack goes. We're gonna be installing the 6mm bolts with a 10mm socket. It comes with a rubber washer. That's going to be used at the bottom. This goes on the top, and then the rack sits on these plastic washers. It's very important that we use Loctite on all 4 screws, and it's very important that you do not over torque anything because you could crack your top case. So that is extremely important. It doesn't need to be tight. It just needs to be Loctited, and it needs to be snug so it's not rattling around. That's it. So let's get started. All right, so now that I got the rack mounted with just the screws finger tight, I'm gonna then go back in just with a hand tool. You don't need much, and just with the hand tool, just so I don't make sure that I don't over tighten it, because if you use a ratchet, it's very easy to over tighten something. So I did use thread locking fluid, so you can be assured that even though we're not tightening it down super hard, it won't back out. So let's just go ahead and hand tighten everything. Just till you feel it. Once you start feeling it give tension, just a little half turn. Next one. All right, everything's nice and tight. The kit also comes supplied with a couple of bolt nuts, little caps, just to keep it nice and clean. You can just pop those on, just to give it a nice clean finish. And there you have it. Installation's complete. All right, so now that we have everything installed, I just want to point something out. So the kit does come with washers with a rubberized backing on a washer, and that's really to make sure that the case remains waterproof. But it's also a good idea, just an added precaution, you can add a little bit of silicone to that washer before you install it, just to make sure that the thing is 100% waterproof, because you never know when you're going to be riding through the rain. All right, so here's the bag that goes hand in hand with this top case rack. It was designed only for this top case rack. It fits it beautifully. It goes on with Velcro straps all the way around. So it's really easy to take on and off the bike. So the bag's made of Cordura, which is an abrasion resistant material, and it's the same material that all of our soft luggage is made out of. It also has a reflective bungee at the top, a great place where you can store an extra liner, extra pair of gloves, a sweatshirt. So we have YKK water resistant zippers. You can open the bag up. It's got a blue interior, which makes finding your contents super easy. So you can grab whatever you need, zip it back up. It also has D-rings on either side, because the bag does come with a carrying strap if you need to take the bag off the bike and carry it around with you if you have valuables in the bag. So there you have it. Here's the top case rack for the GT, GTL, and GTL exclusive. As you can see, it really follows the lines of the bike. It looks factory. It almost looks like it should have been installed by BMW in the factory in Germany. This is just one of many accessories that Wunderlich has to offer for the K1600 GT and GTL rider. If you have any questions about these products or anything else, please feel free to visit us at www.wunderlichamerica.com. And you can also find the link to the product in the description below.